Hi, I'm Peter from CyclingExpress.com, here today to have a look at the new Azzurri Mezzo 90 SL Di2. A little over a year ago, I reviewed the original Mezzo 90 RL with SRAM red and have essentially not ridden the frame since. So I was really interested to see what my initial impressions were again in riding the bike. If you've seen that review, you'll note that I mentioned that the bike is really light. And this is still true. In fact, it's shockingly light. I can't tell you how shocked I was, even though I've ridden the old bike, with how light this bike is to ride. And it's not the kind of lightness that feels twitchy or dangerous, but it's just really eager to go uphill. Even with the new dura-ace 9070, that's the dura-ace Di2, which adds a little more weight onto the bike, the Mezzo 90 is still a great climbing bike. Stiff, agile, light, it just does everything that a good climbing bike should do. You'll note that the battery is still external. When Azzurri put these bikes into production, Shimano hadn't yet finalised the details on the internal battery for the 9000 series Di2, but I have been told that you can readily upgrade this to an internal battery if you need to. The main difference from the old system in this regard is the junction box on the new 9070. That's where the charging port is for when you want to go internal. In the meantime, this battery charges just like any other Di2 battery would. The performance of Di2 and 11-speed dura-ace speaks for itself. In fact, there are plenty of reviews out there. It just does what it should every single time. And for the first time, Di2 dura-ace is actually a little bit lighter than the mechanical group set is. So there's really very few reasons, unless you're a traditionalist, there are very few reasons not to go with electronic shifting. The bike is, of course, a little heavier than the Mezzo 90 RL, the SRAM red version, but not too much. In fact, this bike in a medium, as you see it right here, is exactly 6.8 kilos. So right on the UCI limit anyway. If you're racing, this bike is ready to go as is. By the time you add some pedals, obviously, you'll be just overweight. Some of the changes to the bike, of course, you can see instead of having Mavic wheels now, Azzurri is stocking the bike with Eastern 90 SLs, EA 90 SLs, a great wheel set that have the reputation precedes themselves and have recently been upgraded. Some of the problems they had in the previous model no longer an issue, and they're really light wheels, very responsive wheels. Again, on a bike that is just eager to climb, that's something that you want. The bike handles quite well. It's got a pretty beefy front end and an interesting rate to the fork, which lends to a fairly stable but quick steering. This is not for beginners, this bike. This is for people who know how to handle a bike. But again, it's not downhill where this bike sets itself apart. It's going uphill. Every little bit of effort into the bike makes you lurch forward. You really feel every little ounce of power that you put through the pedals coming into an upward push on the bike. The guys at Azzurri have done a great job in finishing this bike, whether you like it in SRAM red or you like it in dura-ace 9000 Di2. It's also available in mechanical. You'll find that this bike, if you're a climber, is exactly what you want to get. It comes with a standard crank, but with the dura-ace 9000, of course, you can swap out chain rings without needing an entire new crank, so you can adjust it there for whatever you like to use the bike. All in all, the Mezzo 90 SL is a great ride. If you're into climbing, this is the bike for you. You will be shocked the first time you ride it just how well this bike climbs. If you have any other questions about the Mezzo 90 series or any of the Azzurri bikes, feel free to contact the team at CyclingExpress.com.